Hello and welcome back to the couch for this special live here. My name is William and this is
My name is Luke.
and Luke just went and saw one of the most anticipated double, triple, quadruple priority one every time we saw a trailer. So much so he read the book movie Project Hail Mary.
That's right. That's right. So we saw the first trailer in the summertime. Got so many comments about you should read the book if you like this trailer so much. I decided, hey, we're a new YouTube channel. We're going to try some different stuff. That's what we're going to do here. And I went on a magical 30 chapter journey, and you can actually check those chapter reviews here on the Kitchen Couch. Just Google the Kitchen Couch, Project Hail Mary, and it'll pop right up. I just saw the movie. I saw the movie with a bunch of other book readers, actually. So afterwards, I was able to kind of gauge what they thought about the movie as well a little bit. And so I'm going to provide you with some of my thoughts about the movie. I'm going to leave it to, Melissa's here. What's up, Melissa? What's up? I'm going to, have you seen the movie, Melissa? Let us know. I'm going to throw it to William here, and he's going to ask 15 questions that he has pulled up about the movie. Go ahead, William.
So we're going to bust this down like we're like a proper movie channel and all. I've got 15 questions that I think will help you decide if you need to see this movie based on what Luke thinks about it. So first, some of these questions will be about the movie. We are going to try to be as non-spoilery as we can be. So if you do happen to see the movie before anybody else, please no spoilers in the comments. Just tell the people, go see it or don't. That's up to you. So Luke, first off, congrats on catching one of the first 70 millimeter screenings of Project Hail Mary. What made you decide to go for this special format? And how did you get these tickets?
So Lord and Miller, the directing team and the producing team, the writing team, the scope of the novel itself and the storytelling all screamed cinematography, very cinematic. And so that's why I kind of chose to. I happen to live in DC also. So inside DC, there are opportunities to see IMAX pretty close by, as well as 70 millimeter. There's a lot of different venues. I took Hank to a 4D theater a few times. So when I Googled, hey, early screenings for Project Hail Mary, I missed the mark for the March 13th one last Friday, but they had a special screening on a Monday night, so I caught it immediately. I actually got to see Center Row H, so I was right at the proper spot to catch this movie. It was really awesome. It was awesome.
So I personally cannot see this movie until the 20th at the earliest because I live in Japan. But I may wait. If you guys want it, make sure to hit down below that maybe we could watch it here on the channel.
So, I plan to. Let's not get weird about that. I plan.
So I really love The Martian, and it's the same author, right? So it should be good. All right, question number 2. For viewers who might not know, what's the big deal about seeing in 70 millimeter? How did this huge resolution format change your experience compared to other IMAX, like you said, that's there? Is it different?
So this is my first time seeing a movie in 70 millimeter in a long time, if ever. I saw it on a screen that was maybe too small for the scope of 70 millimeter, what it could capture, to be frank with you. I don't know that it enhanced the experience as much as I would have hoped, personally. There were some things that I noticed that seemed old school. It seemed fresh and Tron-like. It felt a little bit like a Western. It gave off a little bit of more of a Western vibe than maybe some of your newer Avengers movies that are shot the way they're shot. It's but you can tell, but I don't know that it enhanced the experience. But I wanted to see it. I wanted to check it out that way.
Yeah,
I chose.
You got it. So all right. So let's see. Where did I did I skip one?
Question 3.
All right, here we go. The trailers for Project Hail Mary have been a massive success and hit for our channel. It's where we've gotten lots of views every day, people checking in. Was it like finally seeing the full movie and the trailer and everything put together? Did it live up to the hype that you had built for it, like internally?
Exactly as much hype as I expected.
Okay. All right. So any of you people that have only seen the trailers and gotten hype, or people who've read the book and not really taking care of the trailers because they don't like ruined stuff. It's there. The hype is there. It's exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Like you mentioned, you went all in on the book. He has it right there. If you guys want to check it out, click on a link we'll have down below. You can get that online wherever your books are sold. And if you do so, it will help the channel out. So we appreciate you if you do that.
Totally.
You went all out on the books, reacting chapter by chapter for the channel without spoiling too much or anything. For anyone who hasn't read the book yet, okay, and maybe they haven't seen the film, how faithful do you think the adaptation of Andy Weir's novel, like how good was it compared to the book?
I will tell you,
Adaptation?
I'm not one to say this.
Okay.
I like the book better. I'm not
Okay.
one to say that. I have examples where I actually like the movie way better. Harry Potter 3 is an example. I like that movie better than the book, and I think that's the best book in the series.
Okay.
Rent, the movie, is better than the stage play. It just is.
Okay.
So I will say that I like the book better. There is a few moments in the movie
Yeah.
that I said, "Oh, this is very, very, very cool." And then there's a few moments where I said, "Oh, there's clearly things left on the cutting room floor here for the cinema." And then there's a few items that I thought didn't like or dislike, but there's a few items where I thought, I think book purists are going to hate this. They're not going to
No.
enjoy this aspect because it just goes against a little bit of the nature of the book. So,
All right.
Melissa's got a comment here. William, do you want to check it out real quick?
Yeah. People on Reddit have been going on about the aspect ratio of the movie, how the Earth scenes have a different ratio than the space scenes. But I forgot to pay attention. Did you notice this during the film?
No, I didn't. It just what the shuttle felt like, because he's in a shuttle. It felt enclosed, but you feel that in the book.
Okay.
You feel that scope change within the novel. So I think I don't think I don't think I would have noticed it because it is like the content and it kind of meshes
Okay.
seamlessly. Yeah, I will say.
All right. So, were there any major changes from the book to the screen that like surprised you? Like things that they added to it, like maybe modernized it for our day. I know the book's not really that old to begin with, but like over recent times, or do you think any of them work? What is something that worked better in the film than what your image from the book was? Did you have anything like that?
Yeah, so this isn't a spoiler. This isn't a spoiler at all because it's in the beginning of the book, and I don't think anyone would notice. Let's see if I can find it really quick. The design of the ship in
Okay.
the book, you can kind of see it here. It's
Okay.
different from the
Yeah.
trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's different. Also, there is one scene in particular closer to the end
Okay.
that is different from the novel, and it's something that I don't know anyone would catch except for novel readers. Melissa, I would love to know your thoughts on this, and whomever else is in the comments, if you know what I'm talking about. It's the surprise that Ryland gets to do.
Okay.
Ryland Grace, the main character.
Okay. Well, that's a perfect segue right
Yeah.
there. Ryan Gosling as Ryland Grace has been a huge talking point. His last big thing was as Ken in Barbie, I think. So,
Yeah.
how did his performance match or differ from the version of the character you pictured while reading and reacting to the book?
Yeah, I think his performance was fairly spot on, though I don't know how nuanced it was.
Okay.
For example, I think, and this is like The Martian, I think anyone could have played, the Martian.
Yeah.
You could have cast any
A lot of
generic
other
male.
people could have
A lot
played.
of other people could. I think this is pretty similar. This
Okay.
this content's pretty dense, and the characterization is intentional for how the structure of the story goes. Because the structure of this story is super important for
Okay. So,
how it ends. So, but I think he did a phenomenal job portraying the character. So there's no
Okay.
back or forth here.
Okay, so like The Martian, one of the book's strengths is its attachment to science and problem solving. How well did the film handle those like technical moments, and did it feel authentic, or was it like too crazy sci-fi, or did it not fit the character portrayal of Ryan Gosling as Ryland Grace?
Talking about the technical components, the novel is filled with technical components. It's
Yeah, I
filled with
remember you
math
telling me
and
about that when we talked
science.
about it.
Right. It's less it's less on the nose here.
Okay,
Yeah. They're looking for story. The story
okay,
is a little bit more important than staying true. Let's jump to Melissa's thing because
yeah,
brings up a great point here.
yeah,
I was surprised by how different Strat and the Earth Project head was.
okay,
It was Strat is the female Earth Project leader who essentially takes dominion of the project and makes
okay,
sure
okay.
that it gets off the ground.
Oh, I think
In
we
my
saw her in the trailers, right? The
Yes,
blonde-haired lady with the
blonde rose.
non-North American accident.
Right. I didn't know that. I didn't know if she was that different. To be frank, I kind of read her to be pretty similar, except
Hmm.
she's a little colder in the book. She's a little bit more um, resolute in her decision making. And
Okay.
so there's a little more heart in the movie, which is fine. You know, they made a movie choice, and that's kind of okay. And then Melissa, you said something else. Yeah, I was personally surprised at that too. Oh, right, about the thing with Ryland. Yeah, in the book anyway. Yeah, this won't make sense out of context, but Cameron, like, yeah. Oh, that makes sense to me for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're about halfway through the questions that I have. Guys, we love to do reactions like this. We want to talk about movies, the theory of movies, TV shows, sports, tier lists, and all that kind of stuff. So if you made it this far and you want to stick with us some more, make sure to hit like, leave a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you're not, and hit that bell so that you can join us for more content like this. So, Luke, the relationship between Ryland and his unexpected companion is a central part of the story. How did the movie portray this dynamic, and did it hit the same emotional beats for you as it did from the book?
It would have been tough to do it better.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I know that when we watched the very first trailer, you're like, oh, they just spoiled something. And then the next trailer, you're like, oh my God, they're just showing it. And then I know the Super Bowl commercial, they're like, oh, there's Rocky. Like,
Right.
uh,
They named him in the trailer title.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that bit has been kind of spoiled for everyone. I think the last trailer is like, I met an alien. Like they really let that out there. But so how did you feel about the CGI work for that companion? Did it ever feel detached, or was it really like
Oh,
homogenized?
good question. So let's talk about the first example you and I both know about large movie projects that utilize third characters and them not being human, and that's Yoda from Empire Strikes Back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yoda is a puppet, right? And Yoda was commanded by a person. This is
Yeah.
a spider
Jim
like,
Henson.
right? A spider like rock creature. It felt in world
Okay.
most of the time. 90% of the time, it felt in the world.
Okay.
Um,
Melissa says that, yeah, I agree. The portrayal of Ryland and Rocky's relationship was great. So
it's exceptional. I don't
okay.
like I said, I don't think they could have done better. No, but Rocky himself,
Hmm.
yeah, himself is it's portrayed. The CGI and the puppetry and the way that it's right. I mean, it's
Okay.
right for it's right for the story.
All right. Okay, so to turn a little bit here, you mentioned earlier, based on other films and productions from these people, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are known as for their visual style and humor. Did you feel their direction brought something fresh to the tone of Project Hail Mary, or was it like too far away compared to the books? Was it like a straightforward, just sci-fi vibe?
I think if you read the book is funny. There's sarcasm, there's cynicism. The movie is maybe a step further into the sarcasm, into the
Okay,
cynicism, maybe. Uh, but it's pretty close.
okay,
It's
yeah,
definitely if it's different, it's further. It's more cynicism, it's more sarcasm.
yeah. great puppetry for Rocky.
Rocky was
Yeah,
great.
I'm really curious. I know I've seen interviews with Ryan Gosling about how much of him they let him put in there. Like, some people are characters and some people become their characters. So, uh, you know, this is apparently a very loved property. So,
If you watch La La Land or the movie that he's in with Steve Carell, it's a lot. Something about love. Regardless,
yeah.
he. There's a lot of that same characterization in terms of
Okay.
humor, in terms of fun, in terms of funny, in terms of
Because I've recently been
knowing the world.
rewatching clips from Blade Runner, so it's a completely different Ryan Gosling, right? Like it's
Oh yeah,
like
it's been a long
really
time since I've
sad, dark.
seen Drive. Also,
Yeah.
right? Drive is a
I
completely different Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Having reacted to the book chapter by chapter, were there any scenes in the movie that gave you like the same chills and laughs, or like was it better to read? Do you think?
That's a good question. I think
Because like when you're reading, you can't foresee where the scene is going, right? Like you're building the context, whereas
right.
in the film you're being showed a preset. Like you can kind of guess with those ADHD autism powers that we all have, like where it's going. But did you have that same feel for those, or
Yes, yes,
okay,
because the ending is a spoiler. The ending is
okay,
a spoiler, and so you asked me about like the you asked me about the movement and the motion of the story beats and how impactful they are, movie versus book. The Objectively, I think the people in the theater had just as much, if not a better time,
okay?
ingesting the story as I did, as someone who has
Oh, okay,
intimate knowledge of the book. I thought I had just as good a time as them, maybe, but they may have had a little bit better time
yeah.
because it's such new content and it's a fresh idea and pretty thoughtful.
So anybody that's like new here, or you're coming back to the couch, because everybody's welcome. I'm not a book reader. I have all these manga. If there's no pictures, I don't want to read it. But I've maybe read like 10 books in my life. We're not big on reading up until recently, and producing stuff for the channel and plays and that kind of stuff. Luke really wasn't that big of a reader either. So I'm kind of been curious. There's always the gripe that people have where they're like, oh, why did they make this movie? Or it was better in the book. Do you think there are people leaving the theater that are going to be like, oh, why did they make this movie? Or like, they shouldn't have done this? Like, do you think they'll have that feeling? Excuse me.
I think they'll have that moment in scenes. I think there
Okay.
will be people who have scenes that they are discouraged that aren't in the movie. One in particular that if you followed my chapter, I was like, oh, I don't like this chapter in the book, and I hope it's not in the movie. And I said that out loud multiple times, and
Okay.
it's not in the movie, thankfully.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and but there's
Stupid
also
in
things.
space.
Yeah, there's also things that are in the movie that are changes, that are creative choices that don't like really change the narrative. What
Okay.
I was the most concerned about is the follow through and
Okay.
how that was going to turn out, because it is an interesting way to end the story. And I feel
Okay.
like they knocked it out of the park. For me, I feel like they did a great job. The
Okay.
character of Ryland Grace and he's interesting. He's interesting character.
From Melissa, yes, some of the scenes hit just as well as in the movie. They did in the books. I really like the cry scene that they showed in the first trailer, in both the book and the movie.
Yes,
So,
we agree.
okay. So we're almost done. I only got a couple more questions here for you. Now that you've experienced both the book and the film so deeply, right? Like you went hard on this. How has the whole journey, reading, reacting, watching, rewatching reactions with other people for the first time, changed your appreciation for like Andy Weir? Is that his pronounced storytelling? Like, are
Oh,
you like, I gotta read more from this guy? Like, do you feel like he needs to put more stuff out there? Like, how do you feel now?
I think I'm encouraged to follow every creative aspect of this writer, of this director, of the screenplay writer, who is an Academy Award winning screenplay writer. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. It's all thumbs up, or
Okay.
if you know, you know. It's all good. If you know, you know. But it is honestly, from the beginning, seeing the trailer and then moving through, I'm excited about every project that everyone that has a part of this is moving forward to.
So it's just got that Midas touch going on. It's just gold.
Encourage me. It encouraged me to read, and I've had a fun time reading. It's I've been looking forward to this movie for months now. I wouldn't have before. Yeah, it's been such a overwhelmingly positive experience for me.
Okay. For fans watching this interview, if someone loved our trailer reactions or the chapter by chapter breakdowns, but hasn't seen the movie yet, what would you tell them to look forward to the most?
Oh, it is really funny.
Okay, so because I got there was bits of humor, but there's like it's really has humor to it, heart.
It's got so much heart also, but it's really a funny movie without being too goofy. It's not like a cliche. You don't get the anxiety yips from it, and there's a ton of heart. I would say there's more heart in the movie than there is in the book.
Oh, okay. But maybe that's because you're reacting to like a physical human presence, like a visual presence.
For sure. For sure.
Because Melissa even said here, like earlier, that the Strat character seems way nicer than what's in the book, but that might just be how that actress physically portrays it, right? Like,
I think, yeah, but I also, and we talked about this in some of the reviews. I even said, like, I don't think she'll be as aggressive, because she's not aggressive in the book. How do I say this? She's, like I said, what the word I used before? The one Ichigo. Gosh, I can't. Resolved. She is resolved to accomplish her mission in the book. So much so that it comes off as rude, or it comes off as heartless. And though there's just so much more heart to me in the movie, and it's funnier, but there are things that are left out too. So, but they're spoilers, and so I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. I can't grab it right now, but before we get to our final question, I want to ask you a business hat here. The Martian did great in the theaters. It had a huge long run to it. It is very popular on streaming. Do you think this movie will have that same type of like more realistic, down to earth science fiction, current era love, or are we too deep in the streaming sphere and it won't hold up in the theater?
I think this movie will hold up in the theater. People will go back and rewatch this a lot. The one thing I'll say, comparing it to The Martian, though, is with The Martian, and I didn't read the book. With The Martian, it didn't feel like, I don't think it'll be a while before I do that, but The Martian, it didn't feel like they left anything out.
Okay.
With this, there's clearly a director's cut that's just as good as the cinematic release. And I'll give you one example, not a spoiler. They name drop Rocky's planet, where Rocky's from, and they name drop the nickname for Rocky's planet, but they don't reference it before that. They just say it out loud. They say the shorthand out loud, and I was just like, they didn't say, like, I was waiting for them to say it, the shorthand. So there's moments like that where you're like, oh, there's clearly a scene missing here, a scene missing there, a scene missing here, a scene missing there. The opening to the book is quite a bit more dense than what we get in the movie, and so where you're left wondering what's happening in the book for many pages, maybe, it's maybe a little worse in the movie. You're maybe like, no, but what's really happening?
Okay.
But they get to the plot pretty quicker, right? So
Yeah.
it's not as dense, but they get to the plot quicker. So it's a little bit different.
Yeah,
So
I
that's all.
I think, for a lot of people too, like the tension point, like we're pretty much focused on a single character with people not near him trying to help. But like in The Martian, the story's about one guy and if he's gonna live or die,
Mhm.
right? Whereas this is about will will humanity survive? Like the point's different, right? Like the
Yeah.
so I think that'll kind of we got a lot of movies coming out. We just had the Oscars yesterday. Some big names won awards. Other newcomers got their first, real prize on the Academy stage. Do you think this movie has a place coming up, like toward the end of the year, like maybe CGI, storytelling, music, screenplay? Do you think it's a contender for any of those of what we've seen the trailers of so far?
It's always a possibility. There's a ton of heart and it's funny. I mean,
Okay.
the I don't know how much you'll see toy Rockies rolling around, but
Yeah.
the cinematography is beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. Like it's a super attractive film to watch.
Okay.
So maybe I don't think Ryan Gosling will win Best Actor.
Yeah. Uh,
Um, but I could be wrong.
there's a
It's
lot
only
of stuff
March.
coming out between now and next February. So the I did have a question for you about like,
Can you hold tight real quick?
yep.
If you are watching right now and
Mm,
you have any questions or you want to say some stuff, let us know. Drop them in the comments right now because I'm happy to kind of flesh them out without doing any spoilers because I will not do that. Remember, if you just joined, I'm a book reader. There is a YouTube list, a playlist on this channel where I did a chapter by chapter reaction and review to this book as a non book reader, becoming a book reader because of the trailer of this movie. So we're super enthused about it on this channel. Feel free to
yep.
ask questions. Feel free to make comments. We'd love to hear from you. Sorry, go ahead.
So my kind of like last question, financial, like money wise, is do you think this movie will make $1 billion?
Yeah,
You do? You think that the nerd culture moviegoers will be enough to like get this movie there?
it's exceptionally rewatchable. It's one of the most rewatchable movies I've seen.
Okay.
It's not rated R. You know,
Okay, that's huge.
you could take children to see it. I did not see children in a theater, which is wild. But
But you
this
did
is
go see it hella late, right? Like
I saw it
on a
at 8
weeknight.
p.m.
Yeah,
On a
8 p.m.
Monday.
on a Sun. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
On a Monday. But like it's got it it almost has a Jurassic Park feel. Like it's not scary like Jurassic Park, it's not frightening.
I
But
threw up in the movie theater in Jurassic Park because I was like 6 and I couldn't handle it. Um,
I think this movie will make it like gangbusters in the box office.
okay. I was actually just thinking we just did a recent reaction to Disclosure Day, Spielberg don't miss.
Yeah.
Uh, and with what I've seen for trailers that are coming out right now, being able to have a big science, fun, like empowering, like take your whole movie to see it movie. We don't have it like out right now. So
No.
this could fill that gap of like you said, everybody can see it. It's not overly sexualized, overly violent. There's a lot of science, but it's not like crazy science.
Right. Yeah, and it feels good. I mean, from
Okay.
start to finish, there's it feels good. There's not a lot of like creepy moments or cliche moments. You don't feel it just feels good from beginning to end. It's like being hugged, honestly.
Okay. Melissa says, "Oh, I hope it makes $1 billion." It's kind of crazy to think that that's like our
Right. I mean,
like
compared to 14 years ago when Avengers came out, yeah.
yeah, yeah, like the that's where you want a movie to go to like actually save an entire movie company, right?
Yeah.
Like we can't get newer, smaller, lower budget films without these monies like movies making this money. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Um,
insane.
I'll be interested to see how MGM does with this. It is
Okay.
an early release. There's a lot of kids who will like. Oh, a ton of kids will like this movie, like a ton. It's also like it's also a hero's journey. Like it is like a standard hero's journey,
Yeah.
except for it has flashbacks, which is also I don't like flashbacks. There's a reason Star Wars doesn't have flashbacks, like it because it's poor storytelling. Except in this case, it makes sense. Like it's in the story, like it's part of the storytelling, the flashbacks. Well, we've talked about this before, that it's kind of important to tell the story. So
All
it's
right.
awesome. It's like an
So
action adventure movie. Hold on, it releases tomorrow in my country.
yeah.
I'm
So
so
Cuckoo,
nervous.
does he need to be? Do they need to be nervous?
No, you're
Don't
gonna
be
have a
nervous.
blast. You're gonna have a blast for sure.
So, you mentioned earlier that like there weren't any kids. Again, it was from 8 p.m. It's a special 70 millimeter special type of theater in Washington D.C. ending late at night. Is this like a hey, take one buddy that's like really into science and like really enjoy it, or is it take a whole crew and just laugh and like sit
Both,
five wide,
both.
see it twice, or see it
I
either group is
yeah.
fine?
I mean,
'Cause, like, I like I said earlier, I live in Japan. I actually have 3 different film groups. Uh, I have me, myself, and I, where I go see a movie at 8 PM by myself, walk back from the theater when it's done at midnight. I have see it with my family, and then I have my, like, 4 or 5 friends from my Star Wars, Star Trek, Magic the Gathering, D&D chat group, and we usually go and see stuff together. I don't know when I see this. Like I said, I might watch it here on the couch as my first reaction because I think that would be a good idea. Make sure to hit like and subscribe.
yeah.
Um, but if I don't, I'm really like I haven't gone to see a movie in a while because they're getting kind of expensive, and I'm already paying like $200 a month in subscriptions. So, uh, you think seeing it more than once is the way to go? Do you think there's stuff that you missed that you'll see, or is it just for love of the theater that you'd go again?
I think it's I think that's a great question. I think the reason that I intend on going and see it again is to experience it with other people
Okay.
because
So okay.
I sat, like I said, was good. I got lucky. The seats in the middle and all up and down the center had already been sold,
Yeah.
except two in the center, row H, 10 and 11, dead center.
Oh,
And I
Prime
was like,
Audio.
I asked a few people, yeah, exactly. I asked a few people, I said, hey, can you make it? Can you swing on Monday night, 8 p.m.? None of them did. So I just went ahead and purchased that one ticket. Right.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go. And I was like, I don't know who I'm going to be next to, but it's going to be a solo dude or a solo gal, and we're going to have a good time here. The person sitting to my left by themselves bought the tickets
Okay.
a weeks ago. The person sitting to my right by themselves bought. Book reader, super excited. Obviously, we're seeing it the week before. They
Yeah.
had the same, if not better, experience than I did because we chatted for a few moments right afterwards. So
Okay.
I intend on taking a date to see this movie at some point in the next few weeks, to be
All
frank
right.
with you. I think it would be fun to take a group together and like catch a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday night.
All right.
It's
So
yeah, go ahead.
should our dad who loves science fiction, like our dad loves science and math, like that's his crack, kind of,
Yeah,
okay?
it is.
Uh he's the one who introduced us to sci-fi. We've seen a lot of movies with him. The movie theater at our house, we often can catch him rewatching old episodes of Stargate or Star Trek. Sorry, I hit the mic.
Do you say
Uh,
something?
how many times do you watch DS9? Um, should he like hop on it and go see this right away, or can he kind of just wait to catch it on a matinee?
He needs to watch it immediately.
Okay.
He needs to take Mommy Dearest and go see this movie.
Okay.
Uh,
So, I tell people who know nothing about the movie to go see it cold and don't even watch the trailer, says Barry. Okay. Luke has mentioned that lots of the trailers give out stuff. I'm watching it with my brother, who's an engineering student, and his best friend who has no knowledge of it. Oh,
nice.
from Cuckoo. That should be pretty good. I'm actually an engineer. I studied advanced robotics So I'm kind of always iffy about seeing newer tech stuff because I'm really into it. But I've been a teacher for the last 17 years, so I'm out of the know anyway.
Yeah, so what I'll say to those who are here, when you watch The Martian, they mansplain to you what he's doing.
Yeah.
Some of that is not in this movie, and it's obviously on the cutting room floor. Like they obviously shot it, and it's just not in the movie for
Yeah.
cinema purposes.
The time, the constraint,
It
the
was 2 hours
CGI.
and it was 2:35. You know, I walked out at
Uh,
10:50 something,
there's
10:48.
probably a 3-hour silver label director's cut
Yeah,
advanced 4K
which
DVD coming.
which I would love to watch because some of the science that's in the book is so fun. There's also
Okay.
characters, there's also Earth characters that aren't in the movie at all that are obviously in the movie. And that they when they do have speaking roles, you're like, okay, all right, okay, we're gonna leave it out, but that's okay. That's no one needs to know
Yeah.
but me. That's fine. That's fine. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So let's see. I'm looking forward to YouTube film reactions from people who don't know about Rocky's existence. They're going to be as shocked as Ryland, says Melissa. Yeah.
Oh, our dad doesn't know.
Yeah, our dad has been like kind of sticking away from it. So uh it'll be interesting to see what he says about it after he goes and sees it. I don't know
I,
when it comes out in North Carolina.
March
Uh
20th, this Friday. I
okay, so
don't.
same as for me,
Yeah, I
like in
don't.
Japan.
I think this is going to be his favorite movie that he's seen in a long time.
Okay. That's
There's so much heart, and it's his kind of humor. It's that dry,
because he loved The
sensible,
Martian.
thoughtful
So
humor. The characterization is so good, you know. And we've talked about it before. He was how old? 9 or 10 when Apollo 13 landed on the moon.
yeah,
So it's like perfect for him. This movie is actually like right in his bag, his wheelhouse, whatever you ever want to call it. Like
yeah.
this might be his new favorite movie, actually.
Okay. So my final question, I think
Hmm.
I actually asked you 20, even though I said 15, is finally the big picture. What's your overall verdict on Project Hail Mary film now that you've seen it in this like epic 70 millimeter format with book nerds, with sci-fi fans? Would you recommend it to our audience here on the couch, to the taters themselves? And what kind of screen should they see it on?
It remains a priority one. Go see
Okay,
this. It's
go
a
see
it's
this.
go see this. You know, we talk about um uh value,
Mhm.
your time, how much it costs, all of it. It's worth your time and it's worth your money. Go see this. If you're talking screens, that's on you, dog. You're gonna have to figure out exactly what you're the most
Yeah.
comfortable with. I think an IMAX screen is probably the best.
Okay.
But I don't know how much different it would be in a standard def, you know, 4K,
Yeah.
however many that is, movie, you know, stadium theater that you might a random AMC or whatever you've got close by.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I can't see things in like the 3D ultra wide formats. They kind of make me sick. I guess it like makes my eyes hurt. If I do not watch it here on the channel, I probably will go see it in is standard IMAX. I think it
Yeah.
is like 40 millimeter something 35. So I might go see it in IMAX if we don't decide to watch it here on the channel. Priority one to see it again. Definitely see it in IMAX, says Cuckoo and Melissa. So uh I I'm excited to have this type of breakdown, talk about movies. Luke can go see things earlier than mine. Do you guys have any more questions in the chat or comments about Project Hail Mary?
And while you're writing those, know that we will be doing a movie reaction on this channel with it being an MGM/Amazon product. We will be doing that for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. Because there's
yeah,
a lot of things to talk about that I know, right? That I could say, hey, this is
yeah.
like the science in the book here is a lot more extensive and thoughtful than it is in this point in the movie, or this point in the movie has quite a bit more heart than this point in the book, which happens. It happens
Yeah.
in any sort of context. So I'm actually, for those who don't know, I am so excited to see what people think about the last half of the movie.
Okay.
I'm the last half of the movie, because the content from the trailers, and I think, and I could just flip to like the middle of the, okay, chapter 16. This is Earth gravity, blah blah blah. Rocky as it, yeah. The first, nothing from the trailers happens after chapter 16. Nothing,
Okay.
except for the explosion, and that's
Okay.
all I'll say. So listen, it's a good, it's great. It lives up to the hype, I'll say. And we got
All
one
right.
comment. I don't know if you've talked about it already because I joined the stream late, but did they change the ending? I was just gonna say, no, they did not. It
Okay.
is
So for
faithful to
people
the
in the know,
text. It is
people in the
faithful to
know.
the book.
Okay. Well, guys, it's been 40 minutes, and that's one hell of a breakdown.
Thanks,
Thank you
Lee.
for joining us here on the couch, talking about some movies, becoming a tater. Everybody is welcome here on the couch. Everybody's a couch tater here. If you have any comments or questions, again, make sure to leave them down below. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit that bell so you can stay tuned. We are trying to do reactions to books, romantasy, some talking, tier lists, and all that kind of stuff. So what do we got? People are saying they didn't change the ending, and they mostly didn't.
But then that information, it makes it different. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. They did. Actually, that was part of the sciencey stuff that I
Yeah.
want to talk about, but I can't.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, we're trying to do a bunch of stuff. So if you want to join us here on the couch, become a tater, please hit like, subscribe. If you want to become a member because you're new here, we do have memberships signed up, and we are trying to make more content as often as we can. We try to do some other reactions with cousins, friends, and family, because everybody's welcome here on the couch. We'll have a link down to the book down below, as well as to the breakdown by chapter to chapter that Luke has done here on the channel. And until next time, later, taters.
Peace.
Abayo.
Abayo.